Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, good evening, all students. So we meet again in our lecture, forensic biology. And uh, before we start, I would like to inform something or several information for today lecture. Yeah, we have for this evening, we have 4 different team who will present our lead article review, yeah, from forensic journal. So this 4 team will talk and will present different topics. For example, like effect of human decomposition on ballet examination, and also about the signature complexity. And the next team will talk about fingerprinting, yeah, material for fingerprinting spoofing. And the last one is related with uh, teeth evaluation, yeah, teeth evaluation under a high degree or under a high temperature. So uh, before we start, I would like to inform several rule, yeah, for technical today or tonight. It will be 2 sessions, and each session will be 2 group, yeah, will be 2 group, and they will present about the topic which I was already informed. And the second group also, uh, or in the second session, it will be also 2 groups. So after first group, after first group, and or in the first session, after they present the article, they will have we will have a discussion, yeah, and also same thing with the second session. And before we start, another information, please open your camera, uh, if possible, open your camera. And also the rule of our presentation today is each team I will give you about 15 minutes or maximum 20 minutes, yeah, maximum 20 minutes for presentation, and then we continue for discussion for 15 minutes. Okay, so that's the rule. And without further ado, I would like to give the first group. In this case, is group number 1. Yeah, they will talk and they will present the article review entitled "The Effect of Human Decomposition on Ballet Examination."
Okay, good evening, everyone. We are from Group 1. We'll present about the effect of human decomposition on bullet examination.
For the material and methods is the first one for the bullet selection. 9mm parabellum caliber 124 grain full metal jacket copper bullets were selected as they are commonly encountered in casework and account for approximately 29.9% of the exhibit and test-fired bullets captured on IBIS. And for the bullet preparation, a total of 21 bullets were used. The selected bullets were fired into a water tank where they were drained, and each bullet had a small hole drilled at the base. The other end of the wire was given a colored plastic keyring. Question?
Okay, I guess enough for team number 1. So we go to the next presenter. Yeah, the discussion session will be later. Yeah, so we go to the next presenter from group number 3. So they will talk about signature complexity. Please, group number 3, you can share your slide and start presentation.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. We're from Group 3. We're presenting about how signature complexity affects expert and lay ability to distinguish genuine, disguised, and simulated signatures. And I'm Alfi Sada with ID number 22-84, and my friend Alvina Nurlaili with with the last ID number 35, and Tiara Wahyuwardani with the last ID number 86. Next. Okay, for the first one, I want to explain introduction of this article. Signature complexity affects the ability of forensic document expert or FDS and lay person to distinguish between genuine, disguised, and forged signatures. FDS use a complex analysis process to determine whether two handwriting samples are from the same person.
So the next study is this study 2 from this experiment. So the study 2 explores performance differences between forensic document examiners, or FDEs, and novices in signature analysis. So this aims to better understand expertise in signature analysis. And expertise is linked to superior task performance supported by legal standards for expert evidence. So previous studies show FDEs made fewer errors than novices due to their conservative approach. And a limitation of the previous study, which is the small sample sizes and inconsistent testing mediums. This study addresses those limitations by using a larger novice sample and consistent testing conditions, and investigates whether performance differences depend on signature complexity. And the study also aims to determine if novices can match experts in certain cases, and also seeks to replicate the conservative response pattern observed in earlier studies. So the result from the study 2. So the first is the overall performance. So excluding this gas comparison, the sensitivity was 84% with a false negative rate of 16% and a specificity of 69%. So the false positive rate was 31%. So for one-on-one disguise comparison, sensitivity dropped to 10% with 90% false negative rate. So this low sensitivity shows that disguised signatures often misled novices into thinking they were written by different people when they were from the same person. So overall, expert outperformed novices in all signature complexity levels, especially in high complexity signatures. However, on low complexity signatures, expert and novices perform similarly in terms of sensitivity, although experts have a slightly higher specificity than novices. And then the last one is the response and inclusives. So participants rated the source of signature on a 9-point scale, and the results show that novices gave fewer inclusive decisions compared to expert, and both groups were more likely to give inconclusive judgment when comparing signatures from the same source. However, the complexity of the signature influenced novices and expert differently. So the novices were most often inconclusive with the medium complexity signatures, while expert were most often inconclusive with low complexity signatures. So the last one is the discussion. And the discussion significant impact of signature complexity on the ability of both forensic document examiners, or FDEs, and lay people to accurately identify genuine, disguised, and simulated signatures. So the highest observed specificity, 95%, was for the medium complexity signatures, and the lowest, the 73%, for low complexity signatures. For by different people, where low complexity signatures yielded the lowest specificity, the specificity, And so their performance on high complexity signature was not much greater either. So the result indicates that while FDEs exhibit superior skills compared to lay people, indeed only about 11% of the time did FDEs correctly report disguised signatures as having been written by the same person who wrote the known examples. So there remains a substantial gap in recognizing disguised signatures, underscoring the necessity for ongoing research and development in this field to enhance accuracy and reliability in forensic evaluation.
And the last one of this presentation is conclusion. So signature complexity significantly affects the ability of the forensic document expert and layperson to distinguish genuine, disguised, and false signature. FDS performed better than laypersons, especially on signatures with medium and high complexity, although both groups had difficulty identifying disguised signatures. These findings highlight the challenges in detecting fraud and emphasize the need to pay attention to signature complexity in forensics practice. Further research is needed to understand the factors that influence detection ability and develop more effective methods. Thank you.
Okay, you can stop share, and I guess now we have a time for discussion. Please, maybe you have some question. All participant, all audience, you can raise your hand, and at least one question from for group 1 and one question for group 3. Studi 1 dan studi 2. I guess 3 questions already addressed for both group 1 and also group 3. And please, I guess we can go to the response from group 3 related with the question number 1 from Sylvia, I guess. Silakan dijawab.
So I'll answer the questions from Sylvia. So the question is, how can findings of this research be applied in a practical context, for example, in forensic investigation or signature verification in financial institutions? So the findings from this research can be applied in practical contexts such as forensic investigation and financial institution signature verification process in, I think, several key ways. So the first is to enhance training for examiners. So forensic document examiners, the FDAs, and financial institution could use these findings to improve the training of personnel in signature verification. So since the complexity affects accuracy, training could focus on handling low complexity and disguised signatures which are more challenging. And then we could utilizing expert for complex cases. For example, in fraud detection, in forensic investigation or high-stakes financial situation like fraud, experts should handle cases involving high or medium complexity signatures to ensure high accuracy. So the research that we present shows that FDS outperform novices. So especially with complex signatures, making their expertise crucial in legal and financial context. And then we could also implement it in conclusive judgment. So the cautious approach of FDAs who often give inconclusive responses when unsure could be adopted by financial institutions. So this could also reduce the risk of false positive or false negatives, prompting further investigation rather than rush decision. So we could also use the technology integration. So financial institution can apply these findings to develop or refine signature verification software by incorporating complexity analysis. So automated system, for example, could flag low complexity signature or potential disguises for human review, maybe reducing error rates in routine verification. For example, like the CAPTCHA that we use today using, they use the pattern that often people use in changing their mouse movement, for example. So the last one, we could also improving guidelines for disguised signatures. So the study shows that both expert and lay people also struggled with disguised signatures. So forensic investigators and financial institutions should develop specific protocols for identifying potential disguises and handle such cases with heightened scrutiny and or additional authentication measures. So by applying these strategies, forensic and financial institution can improve signature verification accuracy and also reduce errors and enhance fraud detection capabilities.